Honestly, it's analysis and knowing your character. So this is something that is going to be different for every shot that you do. And it really doesn't just limit yourself to male and female. So let's kind of break down the issue. Let's say I'm a male and I have to animate a shot of a female character. Okay, great. If I shoot reference, I have to be very careful that I don't make that female character move like a male, because that's the reference I shot. So what I would want to do is I would need to analyze reference of women walking, of female walks, figure out what are the differences, what makes a female walk, or the generalization of it. And then when I'm looking at my reference, I need to apply those elements onto my walk. Typically, it's going to be feet closer together, hips are going to move a little bit more, and typically a little bit more of a sway in the character. That's the stereotype of a female walk, whereas male walks tend to be broader, feet wider apart, and kind of heavier. Now, the thing to be careful of is that some women do walk with a more masculine walk. Some men walk with a more feminine walk. So you shouldn't base it on just the reference, you should base it on the character. Who is your character and what style of walk do they have? Not just male, female, etc. Now, this also applies to heavy, light characters. So, for example, I'm a pretty heavy guy overall. I walk very heavy. If I'm animating a super thin character who's super light and like super light on their feet, I'm going to have to change my reference to make sure that I make my character feel lighter. I'm also in my 30s. If I'm animating reference of a child, well, that's going to be very different as well. A kid moves very differently than an adult. So regardless of whether it's male or female, whenever you have a difference of characterization, and again, not just of the physicality of it, but of the mentality of it, the characterization of it, what you need to do is study. You shoot reference of yourself. That way you get your overall timing, your overall mechanics, your overall motion, but you are always interpolating that with the idea of who this character is, because we're not animating ourselves, we are animating a character, and we want that character to come through. Same thing, like if let's say I'm mid-30s, white male, I'm animating a shot of a mid-30s white male. Great. Again, I'm not animating me, I'm animating Bob, the character. And Jupit, thank you so much for the sub. I really appreciate that. So, like, Bob, the character, might be a very different person than me. They might be more like broader motions. They might stand really tall. They might have big, broad gestures, and they just talk with their hands all the time, which I tend to do as well. But regardless, when I shoot my reference, I might not do that much in my reference. I would maybe want to exaggerate that to make it feel like the way Bob would move. Or, for example, if you're animating Spider-Man, Spider-Man is a good example. Spider-Man has very specific poses that he has to hit. Even if I'm animating Peter B. Parker, who's in his mid-30s, and kind of fits a little bit more of my, maybe not physique, but like generalization, I would still have to put Spider-Man elements in there, not my elements, because I definitely don't move like Spider-Man. So I hope that makes sense. It's not just the male and female. This applies to any shot you animate ever. You want to use your reference as reference and add and adjust it to fit the character you need, whether it's male, female, old, young, skinny, big, whatever it is. And really it just comes to analysis and finding the differences. And every shot is different. And then kind of taking that tangent here a little further, this is where, as animators, we can also shoot a reference of ourselves for creature shots. Creatures definitely move very differently from us, but I could shoot some reference of myself pretending to be a T-Rex or a raptor and running through my shot and shaking my head, and I grab something or throw it off to the side and do some sort of attack or something like that. I'm not going to move like a dinosaur. I really am not. It's going to look like a middle-aged guy just playing around pretending to be a dinosaur. It's not going to look like an actual dinosaur. But what I can then do is take the generalizations of the motion, the timing, the feel of it. So do I hold a little bit here, but switching over there? I can take those, incorporate that along with some creature reference and some creature knowledge, and create a performance for the dinosaur. So reference can be applied to any shot regardless. We just have to study it. That's the key, not copy it. I hope that makes sense.